Hot take. Gray matter isn't Ben's smartest alien. And if you're mad already, good. Because in the next 7 minutes, I'm gonna prove the real smartest alien is Upgrade. And it's not even close. And by the end, I'll give you a simple test that explains why gray matter fans are technically right and still wrong. Look, I get it. Gray matter is the tiny Galvan genius. He's basically alien Einstein. If Einstein was 2 inches tall and got punted by a Roomba. And in Ben 10 debates, smartest usually means who can do math the hardest, while everyone else is getting punched in the face. But I'm arguing something different. Fight IQ, real-time problem solving, efficiency, adaptability. Because listen, if the smartest alien needs a quiet room, 3 tools, and a 20-minute build montage, that's not smartest. That's a STEM major during finals. Okay, new rule. If we're calling someone the smartest alien, they need at least 2 out of these 3. 1. Solve problems fast. 2. Adapt mid-fight. 3. Turn the environment into a weapon. And yes, this is basically the who survives a surprise pop quiz and a street fight test. Gray matter is amazing at planning. Upgrade is amazing at becoming the plan. And that difference matters, because Ben doesn't fight in a lab. Ben fights in parking lots. Ben fights on moving trucks. Ben fights in places where the floor is actively trying to kill him. Let's be fair, gray matter is absolutely cracked when the situation gives him time, tools, and nobody stepping on him. Gray matter's biggest weakness is the existence of shoes. Because gray matter's intelligence is mostly externalized. He needs tech around him. He needs a device. He needs a setup. Gray matter is that one guy who's like, trust me bro, I could build a spaceship. But only if you give him a Home Depot, a weekend, and nobody interrupts his playlist. And he's great at it. But the moment the fight becomes chaotic, gray matter is basically, hold on guys, let me just build a nuclear reactor out of a fork. And then he gets launched. And I'm not even roasting him, I'm just saying, if your win condition is, please don't touch me while I think, you are not built for Ben's life. So gray matter is high IQ, low durability, needs conditions. Now Upgrade doesn't need conditions. Upgrade is literally conditions. Upgrade is the only alien where the tool is not something he uses. It's something he becomes. Gray matter is like, I can operate the machine. Upgrade is like, I am the machine. And that's the whole argument. Upgrade doesn't just use technology, he fuses with it. He takes control of it. He rewrites what it can do, which means Upgrade isn't just smart. Upgrade is leverage. And if you don't think leverage is intelligence, congratulations. You've never been in a group project where one guy knows how to export the file. Because that's what Upgrade is. The dude who doesn't argue about the assignment. He just opens the laptop and finishes it. And that's why his fights end fast. He's not outsmarting you on paper. He's outsmarting you by hijacking the entire situation. Here's the difference. Gray matter wins eventually. Upgrade wins immediately. Gray matter is, give me time, I'll solve it. Upgrade is, give me 2 seconds, I'll become the solution. And I know what some of you are thinking. Yeah, an Upgrade is the alien that turns the enemy's entire setup into a cell phone. That's why I'm calling it. Upgrade is the smartest alien if we measure intelligence the way fights actually work. Because a lot of Ben 10 fights are basically, Ben is losing. Ben changes one thing. Now the villain is cooked. Upgrade is literally change one thing as a living organism. All right, let's talk receipts, because I'm not trying to win this debate with vibes. Receipt number 1, Upgrade's intelligence is real time. He doesn't invent a solution. He absorbs the problem and upgrades the answer. And that matters because in a real fight, you don't get to pause and craft the perfect plan. You get like 3 seconds, a moving vehicle and Grandpa Max yelling, Ben! Upgrade is a speedrunner. Gray matter is a chess player. And don't get me wrong, chess players are geniuses. But speedrunners are the ones who look at a broken game and say, cool, I live here now. Receipt number 2, Upgrade doesn't just think outside the box. Upgrade becomes the box, patches the box, installs an update on the box, and then locks the villain inside it. Gray matter is a genius. Upgrade is a genius with admin privileges. Receipt number 3, Upgrade's brain is basically adaptability itself. Like gray matter's intelligence is stored as knowledge. Upgrade's intelligence is stored as options. And if intelligence is the ability to consistently find the best option in a new situation, Upgrade is basically cheating. The environment becomes his toolbox. If there's a door, upgrade can turn it into a trap. If there's a vehicle, upgrade can turn it into a weapon. If there's a system, upgrade can become the system. And yes, I know, but that's powers, not intelligence. No, that's the whole point. The smartest thing you can do in a fight is reduce the amount of fighting you have to do. Gray matter can win with a plan. Upgrade can win by deleting the problem. Gray matter's best moments are, look what he built. Upgrade's best moments are, look what he took. Now, gray matter fans are gonna say, but gray matter is smarter because he can understand anything. Okay, fair. That's a real argument. Gray matter is knowledge intelligence. But understanding doesn't equal winning. Because the villain does not care that you understand them. The villain cares that you stopped them. If the definition of smartest is most knowledge, gray matter is top tier. But if the definition is best problem solver under pressure, upgrade clears. Because upgrade's intelligence is adaptability. He doesn't just solve the puzzle, he changes what the puzzle is. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Most Ben 10 villains aren't beaten by higher IQ. They're beaten by higher efficiency. And upgrade is efficiency as a living creature. He's basically the difference between I have calculated a strategy and I pressed one button and ended the fight. Which brings me to the gray matter fans are technically right and still wrong thing. Because gray matter might be the smartest alien in a classroom, but Ben is not in a classroom. Ben is in a chaos simulator. So if we're asking, who is the smartest alien for Ben's actual life, you don't pick the alien that can ace the test. You pick the alien that can rewrite the test. And if you still disagree, good, because this is where the simple test comes in. Here's the test I promised. If you drop Ben into a random fight with zero prep, who do you want on your wrist? The alien who needs a plan? Or the alien who turns your enemy's gear into the plan? Because if the answer is the alien who needs a plan, that's fine. But you're not arguing smartest, you're arguing most educated, and those are not the same thing. All right, I'm throwing you into the arena. Gray matter or upgrade? Who's the smartest alien and why? And don't just say IQ, give me one moment from the show like, what's the cleanest gray matter outplay you can name? And what's the cleanest upgrade outplay you can name? Because I guarantee half the comments are about to remember an upgrade moment and go,
wow, seriously, dude?
If this hits, next video I'll do the spiciest version of this debate. Gray matter versus brainstorm versus upgrade. And if you want me to do a full smartest alien tier list, but based on real fight IQ, not just who looks like they'd say actually did the most, tell me. Like if upgrade wins, subscribe if you want more Ben 10 debates without the 30-minute lore homework.